Hey everyone, welcome into the Father-Son Football Fanatics podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Michael Combs. This is Caden Combs, the other host. And I know what you're thinking. It has been a while since we have seen you guys on this screen. You would be right.
Since they've seen us on this screen that they're watching it from.
That's what I meant. You know what I mean. We got through half the football season last year. We got to episode 40, and we were far enough along that you guys could take it from there to the finish line, win the fantasy Super Bowl, all that good stuff. So we got you through the majority of the season. We got super busy. We had all kinds of stuff happen, and we had to just kind of pause it. But we're back. We've got more content. We've got better stuff. We've been planning and scheming different things that we're gonna do.
Can I tell them what we're gonna do?
Go ahead.
So what we're gonna do is we are going to start from now on. We're gonna start posting shorter videos. So like this one is probably gonna be like 20, 25 minutes, some around there. And we'll take the best clips from these videos and put them like YouTube Shorts, just so like you want to watch the full podcast, but if you don't have enough time to watch the full podcast, you can just watch a little short, get some fantasy advice in 60 seconds or less. It's gonna be a great new scheme fit to our podcast. So I think it's gonna be a great new adjustment. We're gonna have to adjust to it, and yeah, I think that it's gonna be a great fit to our scheme, and we're also gonna be posting like shorts on like not stuff that's in this podcast. Like if like say there's like maybe like breaking news and we can't get it all into one video, we can just film a little short video and
exactly.
Kind of.
So we'll be doing some shorts that are not in the full podcast, and then we'll be doing the full podcast that won't be included in the shorts. So you got to watch them both to get all of the fantasy information that you need.
And we're gonna do shorts of the best parts of the video.
We'll do highlights for sure.
Highlights, like highlights.
Yeah, that's the word. We're excited to be back. We're so happy that we have this opportunity. We're happy you tuned in, and we are going to give you the best fantasy advice that you'll find, whether people think so or not.
So let's get into some bold predictions.
Bold predictions. Let's start it off.
Bold predictions. So, bold predictions. Bold predictions is a segment we've done quite a bit on this. What am I doing?
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Bold predictions. Bold predictions is a segment we've done a lot on the podcast, and I even have my own little segment for it. Caden's bold predictions and big news.
Yeah.
You might want to listen to, because it might help you. Something like that. I haven't said that in 6 months. So it has been a long time since we've posted a video at all. So let's just so we're doing bold predictions, and pretty much, yeah, you can go. I don't know what else to say.
Bold predictions. So we've done it. We did it last year, and just to put a little bit of weight onto our bold predictions, why you should listen to us and our predictions, or at least give them thought. So last year, Caden had one that I thought was pretty bold.
Impressive.
I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. Caden, his prediction was that Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle would end up in the top 10 for fantasy wide receivers for the year. Tyreek Hill ended up number 3. Jalen Waddle ended up number 7. That's full PPR. So
I'm great
that was
at predictions.
That was a good prediction.
My predictions are always bold and they're always good. So just take my advice and you might win fantasy. I tied in fantasy for the championship because DeMar Hamlin got hurt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was for the money league, and DeMar Hamlin, he had cardiac arrest on the field, which I'm not mad because that's a terrible scene that happened. Very scary, but I would have won.
All he needed
I
was-
had Josh Allen, and all I needed was like 5 points, and he got like 0.7.
Yeah.
And they canceled the game, which meant
That game was out for fantasy football, and that was the championship game for our league. So we ended up just calling it a tie because you really couldn't you couldn't guarantee Josh Allen. I mean, you can pretty much guarantee it, but you couldn't guarantee for sure that Josh Allen would get the amount of points you needed. So it was kind of one of those goofy things. But another bold prediction, I predicted CeeDee Lamb would end up in the top 5 wide receivers, I believe it was. He ended up number 6. Just right on the edge there. So
which was a good prediction by Dad.
It was. I just got a little bit too excited. And then I also predicted Cooper Kupp would end up outside the top 10.
I was going to say, so both your predictions are right, but they weren't both right. They were close, but
That one was close. Cooper Kupp was right. He ended up outside the top 10. He ended up at number 22. So, but getting right into our bold predictions for this year, my first bold prediction has to do with a wide receiver that has a brand new quarterback on his team, an old quarterback, but a new quarterback to the team, a good quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. My bold prediction is that Garrett Wilson ends up inside the top 10 for wide receivers.
No.
He was number 21 last year, so he'd have to take a big jump over Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all those guys. He'd have to leap ahead of them to get into that top 10, which is pretty bold.
I don't think it's that bold. Now, bold predictions are something that is really, really rare. That could happen. Like, it's really rare that this is going to happen. Is a bold prediction. I mean, that's pretty bold, but it's not as bold as mine.
It's bold.
It's not as bold as mine.
It's not. It's not something that Trey Lance is going to be the number 1 quarterback this year. That's bold. I'm not saying that. Don't write that down. But anyway, let's move on to your bold prediction.
My bold prediction is pretty stinking bold. I think it's more bold than Dad's, but who knows? I mean, maybe mine has a very big chance of being wrong, very big chance, but also has decently big chance to be correct. So, my first bold prediction is that Davante Adams is not going to be in the top 7 wide receivers in fantasy. So, don't pick him up. I'm just kidding. Pick him up if you have
So
him.
you say he's going from number 2
To number 7.
past number 7.
Past number 7.
Number 8, number 9, 10, whatever.
Yes. Any of the slots behind 7, he's going to make it there. Because I don't think he's going to make it top 7. Which is pretty bold for him being the second wide receiver in the entire league.
Because Davante Adams is consistently like a top 5 or better guy. But I can see the path for him not being this year.
He's always had a great to decent quarterback with him. I mean, this year, Jimmy G, if he's out for the first 7 games, not 7 games, but first few games of the season, I mean, that's going to be pretty difficult for Davante Adams to get any touchdowns, catches. I'm not going to be personally picking him up if I have like a draft pick in top 5.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not picking him up.
So my second bold prediction is a seasoned veteran wide receiver, Tyler Lockett. Last year, Tyler Lockett ended up number 13. He has Jackson Smith-Njigba coming into the team this year, who is really good, and he really has the same kind of style as Tyler Lockett. He's the downfield, super fast guy, just like Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett's getting older. I think he will lose some of his target share to Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think Tyler Lockett ends up out of the top 25.
That's pretty bold. That's bold. Like, that is a bold prediction. The other one was bold, but it wasn't as bold as that one.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good prediction.
Yeah. I'm
Bold.
shying away from Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I'm not. If he's there in round 5, I'm taking him if he's in round 5. But he's not
Round
quite.
5? No.
You're not taking him in round 5?
Probably not.
How many rounds are there?
There's usually like 16.
I forgot. I thought there was like 7. I totally forgot. See, I'm losing it.
He's been out of the game for a while.
So
Okay.
yeah, okay. If he's in round 5, I'm not taking him. If there's probably somebody better.
Round 10, I'll snag him.
Jackson Smith and Jigba might be there for round 5.
Maybe.
But, okay. Depends how many people you have in your league. But, so my second bold prediction, pretty bold. Pretty stinking bold. Best team in the NFL. Best wide receivers. I'm just kidding. There's better wide receivers, but not many. This bold can you tell who I'm going to say? Like, bold prediction-wise,
Bengals. It's got to do with the Bengals.
No, it's with the Chiefs. No, I'm just kidding.
Ugh.
Chiefs are my least favorite team. Actually,
Ugh.
depends. Steelers or Chiefs. Maybe both tied.
Chiefs right now, because Steelers haven't done us wrong in the past couple years. They haven't been a challenge. Anyway.
Chiefs, they're out of the picture. I don't like them. They beat us in the championship. Not the championship, but the division. The
AFC championship.
Yeah, the championship. Do you know why they beat us? Because the game's rigged. The NFL is rigged.
Well, let's not get into that.
The NFL is rigged, okay? The script was leaked early on in the season.
No.
I'm just kidding. But maybe not. I'm kidding. I don't know if I'm kidding or not. But so the script has been leaked to us actually. So that's why we know the bold prediction. We have these bold predictions. Last year the script got leaked to us, and we got pretty much all of our bold predictions right. So yeah, that's
Okay.
But my second bold prediction,
Allegedly, supposedly,
is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins both end up in the top 10 of wide receivers. I think it's a pretty bold prediction, and what I'm thinking is that T. Higgins is going to get a higher, I think he's going to be 7th, and I think Jamar Chase is going to be 3rd. Now, if you link both my bold predictions together, they make a prediction that is super bold, and that will. I didn't even think about this until I was just thinking about it in the moment. But if you put my bold predictions together and you merge them together, you find a puzzle, and the puzzle pieces connect together. And Davante Adams is not getting top 7, so that means that T. Higgins is going to be in front of Davante Adams.
and see that's bold.
That's rare. It's bold.
That's
No,
over the top bold.
I might look stupid. Davante Adams might get number 1, and T. Higgins might get number 23. But who knows?
It could all happen. So, those are our bold predictions. Keep them in mind. We're going to be doing some more bold predictions on running backs and quarterbacks and maybe tight ends if we feel like,
Travis Kelce,
rummaging through that garbage bin. But we're going to be doing some more bold predictions, so stay tuned for more of that in future episodes. Now we're on to a segment that we did a couple times last year. I think it's going to help you figure out who you kind of want to stay away from in fantasy football. It's a fantasy football graveyard.
Fantasy
Fantasy football graveyard.
Not gonna lie, I was gonna say it. You stole my line.
Okay, rewind.
Fantasy football
Graveyard. Oh, sorry. All right. Wide receiver fantasy football graveyard. This is a segment that we talk about guys who you want to stay away from. They've been relevant in the past. They've been really good in the past.
Mine has been really good in the past.
But there comes a time, just like with Tom Brady, there comes a time to hang up the cleats, walk away from the game. You're not as good as you once were. You're not relevant for fantasy anymore. And that's what this segment is about. We're telling you the guys who you might be thinking about picking up, don't do it. Put them in the graveyard, have a funeral for them, leave them there. Okay? Wide receivers. Fantasy
I'm
football
excited for
graveyard.
this one.
Okay, start us off.
All right, so my fantasy football graveyard wide receiver. He's been probably one of the best wide receivers to ever play football, and I think he's just not irrelevant anymore. His name goes by DeAndre Hopkins.
What?
DeAndre Hopkins. I understand that he's in free agency. They dropped him. They cut him, and they just lost $22 million for cutting him to the free agency. And I mean, I think he's like Odell Beckham Jr.
What?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be like Odell, but just
Oh
a
my
little bit better than him.
gosh.
I don't think he's gonna do anything good this year. I say you stay away from him. You do not want to pick him up.
See there's a difference there. That's fantasy football murder. He was not ready to be in the graveyard yet, and you're killing him. Oh man, that should have been a bold prediction. My goodness. Okay.
I don't know yours.
Fantasy football graveyard for me. My pick is Adam Thielen.
You don't think you do good in Carolina with
Bryce Young or Andy Dalton?
Bryce Young
No,
will start.
I don't think Adam Thielen is gonna be relevant. There was a time when Adam Thielen
What's good?
was really, really good for fantasy football. Last year, you saw the decline happening. He ended up wide receiver 36.
Well, but when you have the best wide receiver in the league on your team.
Yeah, but it didn't hurt him the year before that. You know?
Well, yeah, because he wasn't the best wide receiver in the league.
He was like top 3. Justin Jefferson.
No, he wasn't.
He was
No.
He was up there.
No, it was Jamar Chase was top 3.
Top 5 then. He was up there.
Maybe top 5. I think it was like DeAndre Hopkins, Jamar Chase.
He didn't take a big enough leap this past year to make Adam Thielen go from like a top 15 or 20 guy to 36. So Adam Thielen, he just crossed the threshold into the 30s. When a wide receiver turns into their 30s, they start going downhill.
Oh, so mine's crazy, and DeAndre Hopkins is like 31 years old.
I think he's 30.
He's 31.
But he still looks a lot better than Adam Thielen on the field. Adam Thielen last year, he kind of already had one foot in the grave.
What happened to DeAndre Hopkins last year?
He was suspended and
he barely
got
played
hurt.
at all.
He did. You're right.
He barely played at all. I understand that he was one of the best wide receivers that ever played the game, but that doesn't mean he's anymore.
Adam Thielen, he was kind of digging the hole last year already. He went to Carolina, which I think they just helped him dig the hole even more. I don't think he's going to be relevant. I think, going from number 36 last year, he'll probably be outside the top 50 or 60. I mean, he is not going to be worth picking up. He needs to go have a funeral for Adam Thielen.
That should be a bold prediction. If he's going to be out the top 50 or 60, there's not 50 wide receivers better than him.
He's done. He's toast. He's cooked.
DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, you already know. DeAndre Hopkins burying his grave. He's not even going to be top 100 this year.
No,
Bold
that's
prediction.
crazy. That is crazy. Adam Thielen, have a funeral, bury him, leave him there. Don't pick him up.
Goodness, that's murder.
Don't draft him.
That's murder.
No.
We should name this fantasy football murder because we're just murdering these guys. We're
Adam
burying them alive.
Adam Thielen's fantasy dead already, okay? Your guy's not. You killed him. All right.
I'm pretty sure that he did not get top 100 last year in fantasy.
DeAndre Hopkins?
Top 50.
I don't know.
Go ahead. And look on your
I don't
computer.
know
wanna
off the
see
top
it.
of my head. Here you go.
He got 49, didn't
49.
he? I knew it.
DeAndre Hopkins, 49. You're wrong. All right. That's going to do it for today. We are out of time. We've got to wrap this thing up. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the bold predictions, the Fantasy Football Graveyard. We'll have another show for you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.